Alright, so in this lecture we're going to talk about 3.3 arithmetic progressions. So this is, as we've studied about sequences, this is one kind of sequence wherein uh, the difference between any two consecutive terms remains the same. So that's the basic idea of arithmetic progression. Alright, no matter which consecutive two members you take, all of them will have the same difference. If the difference is not same, this does not come under arithmetic progression. Alright, and we'll quickly jump on to the questions. So 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4. So a2 minus a1, half minus 1 is minus 1 by 2. Then a3 minus a2 is minus 1 by 6. So you have to basically check if it is AP or not, since the difference has to be same. So if you take differences between these two, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, the differences amongst the consecutive, not any of the random numbers, just the consecutive ones should be the same. Alright, so since the difference is not same in the consecutive first three values, not really first three values, first two and the next two values, therefore it is not an AP. Now trying out with the other one, a2 minus a1 is 3 and another one a3 minus a2 is 5. Since they are not equal, this is not an AP. Then the next one is having a common difference, that's 3, therefore this sequence is an AP. Alright, the next one, a2 minus a1 is minus 2 by 3, a3 minus a2 is minus 2 by 3, and similarly every difference is coming out to be minus 2 by 3, so therefore it is an AP. Now you have a question, an is equal to 4n plus 5. So when you have questions in terms of n, what you have to do is you have to find an plus 1 term and an term. So an term is given to you and you have to find an plus 1, because you have to find the difference between consecutive terms. So an is given to you, an plus 1 you can get it by putting n with the value of n plus 1. You could also do it with n replacing it with n minus 1, but then in that case the difference would be an minus an minus 1, because it has to be the next minus previous. So since in this case they are using n plus 1, so they calculate an plus 1, which comes out to be this, and this is an. Now an plus 1 minus an gives you a difference of 4, which is a constant term. So you have to realize this fact: if the difference between two terms in such kind of questions comes out to be constant, then that means it is independent of n, because there is no value which is, there is no dependent variable here. Alright, so it is independent of all the variables, therefore it is an AP. Alright, similarly an is equal to n square plus n. We do the same thing, find it for n plus 1 and n, and take the difference. Now the value that we get is 2n plus 2, so it is dependent on n. So n could be 1, 2, 3, so the difference is varying as per the condition on n, so that's not an AP. Now do these exercises and we move on to standard AP and its general term. So how do you define standard AP? It is defined, so the first term is usually defined by a, the second term and the difference is defined by d. So the difference is what is being added to the first term every time, but with a multiplication factor. So first term is a, then a plus d, then a plus 2d, a plus 3d, and similarly the last term would be a plus nd. Sorry, that would be the last plus 1 term we have to find, because the first term is this and the second term is the d here is 0 and d here is 1d, 2d, 3d. So the second term has 1d, so the last term would be n minus 1d. So as you can see, t of n, this is how you represent the last term, an or tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d. Alright, so now you have these questions. Try reading these questions, try solving on your own, and if you have questions, as usual, put them down in the comment section and someone from out there in mass will reply to your questions and get back to you. Okay, do you want me to solve them? Okay, I'll take one of these questions. Fifth one, which term of AP is first negative term? Okay, the first negative term should be less than 0. That is what they are stating here. Okay, so how do you write the last term? A plus n minus 1d should be less than 0. All right, we have to find n here. All right, because this is the general term how you write APs, and you have to find which n is basically the term which is less than 0. All right, so A is given here to be 17, D is given here to be consecutive terms difference, that's minus 1 by 2. Put it here, and when you solve it, n should be greater than 35. All right, why? Because we have this inequality, and when you solve this inequality, n is greater than 5, then the next number it is asking for us to take, that would be 36. So 36 is the first negative term of this AP. All right, so these are the exercises. Do them, pretty interesting. I think most of you might have done it in your 12th standard, 11th or 12th standard if you had mathematics. If you didn't do it anyway, no problem, look it up here. Sum of n terms in an AP. So sum of n terms is, you take each term and just take the sum. So a general term is represented by t of n, so you put 1 2 3 and put all those values, sum them up, and if you solve everything of this, as you know how to write all those terms, solve everything, then when you solve it, you get n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 d. All right, this formula can also be given by, there are various ways that you can use this formula. Okay, so one is the formula that we've written here, 2a plus n minus 1 d, and when you disassociate this in form of a plus n minus 1 d, you can see that this term is the last term, only this part of the term. You could also say, if you've been given last term in the question and the first term in the question and total number of terms in the question, then you can use that formula to find the sum of the AP. All right, now you have to find the sum of these terms. We'll take third question. So here a is this, d is this, t of n is this. So last term is given to you, you know which formula to use. N by 2 brackets a plus l, l is the last term, so last term is given, first term is given, total number of terms are given. Do you know that? Let me check. Okay, so you have these many terms. You can calculate how many terms do you have, and how do you do that? By general formula of nth term, which is a plus n minus 1 d. All right, here you find n is equal to 20. That's how you find 20, and you put that 20 here. Alternatively, you have that formula already stuck in your mind because you're an intelligent guy, and therefore this brings us to the end of arithmetic progression. This was short, sweet, crisp video, and if you did not understand, or if you want some explanation, some help, something or the other, please put down in the comment sections. I or someone else will respond to you, help out with your queries, and help this education channel grow. All right, like it, share it, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye bye, Tara.